What's good, YouTube? Because of Coffee here. So we're diving into another one from the Angels for you. Living on the Outside. Official video is what we have tonight. Darren, thank you again for your list. Everybody thank Darren for his Angels list. He's given us so much of the Angels. Incredible songs. Beautiful lyricism inside of all of the Angels songs. I love the style of their music videos. Whenever we dive into one of the official videos, it's always a good time. If you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe for me. We talk about mental health, addiction, world issues, everything in between. Break down all the lyrics, the instrumentation. We got a whole music video to break down for this one as well. We got a whole 9 yards on here. We break down everything. If you guys are struggling with anything in your life, whether it's mental health or addiction, or you're just feeling alone and need some time to vent or somebody to talk to, please feel free to reach out to us here in the community. All of us have been through a lot in life and pulled ourselves out of many places and have plenty of experiences that we can provide some advice and insight from to guide you in the right direction to bettering your life and making a better version of yourself each and every single day. That's what it's all about on here. Self growth every single day, becoming a better person every single day. And we get to bond over some music and discuss the issues of the world and the topics of mental health and addiction a lot of the time as well. We dive into a lot of stuff on here that's very beneficial to society and beneficial to raising up positivity inside of people. And I'm grateful to have this community on here with you guys. So we're going to dive into this one for you. Because of coffee, a reaction video a day or two. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. This is the Angels living on the outside. Mm. Oh, I like this guitar riff. Yeah. I love that. It's such a nice melody. It's an awesome melody with the heavy chugging palm muted style guitar in between the notation as well. This has a cool vibe. Yeah. Yeah.
The night you take for granted.
Hey.
Stolen chambermaid. Still dressing up as though you're on parade.
Nice. Love it.
Walk a back room to a phony acrobat. Try to charm a China doll. Should've known better than that.
Oh God, what do I say about their situational descriptions? This is gold right here. Like, to come up with this and just put it into songs and tell all these different stories that aren't even about their own lives and stuff like that, a lot of the time, just telling stories of scenarios. It's one of my favorite things about lyricism is whenever they just take it and tell a story with it sometimes instead of like making it directly about their own life or about something that's going on in the world. They take a situation that could possibly happen and they're like, okay, how can we describe this situation? And they create novel kind of situations where it's like, if you took a page worth or 2 pages worth of what a novel represents in its story, they take that and make a synopsis of it with their lyrics and use all these creative metaphors to describe it. It's so cool. So the night you take for granted, the stolen chambermaid, still dressing up as though you're on parade. You walk a backroom tightrope, a phony acrobat. Try to charm a China doll, should know better than that. China doll, man. So, like I said, I've got a backroom tightrope, phony acrobats. You walk a backroom tightrope, a phony acrobat, he said. Ah, he's saying you can't put. Ah, he said you walk a backroom tightrope. What he's saying is that you fall too much to put it in front of somebody, basically. Try to charm a China doll should have known better than that. Mmm. That could mean so many things right there. In modern day terminology, this could be a metaphor for don't don't be a simp, essentially, right? Try to charm a China doll should have known better than that, he says, right? He's like, you should have known that that was nothing but bad news right there in this situation. Still dressing up as though you're on parade, he says. He's like, mmm. He said, you kept you kept the outfit of the parade on after the parade was over, is what he said. That's what he's saying there. Saying you didn't return to any regular, you stayed inside of the act, is what he said there. Wow, that is fucking something. The back room tightrope, right? Yeah, I get what he's saying here. This is fucking wild right here. Like I said, their scenario descriptors or something else.
Living on the outside,
Hey,
always looking in.
yeah,
Living on the outside,
man,
taking everything.
taking it all in, he says. Yeah,
Always
I know what he's saying. Wow,
feels like a haunted heart.
man. Ooh. Says living on the outside, always looking in, taking everything in, right? Wow. Said living on the outside, always looking in, feels like a haunted heart. Man, oh man. Wow. That is fucking deep right there. He's like looking through the mirrors in the video, right? The video has them looking through the mirrors as well. With the they use the square mirrors, right? They use those square mirrors with the etches in between them to make the checkerboard pattern style. It's the mirrors they use, and there's multiple reflections, right? Very, very good for what this is about, right? Multiple reflections is what this is essentially talking about in the lyricism itself, the scenario descriptor, right? Multiple perceptions, multiple perspectives. You're looking at it in multiple different reflections inside the music video. That's cool to tie that in like that. Like I said, they're witty, they're very creative, extremely artistic approach to anything that they touch ever, right? It's never gonna be a bad one with the Angels. They're too damn artistic.
World of diamond cufflinks,
No,
gleaming sapphire rings. At Savile Row, you leave them wondering,
man,
looking for a silver trophy,
yeah.
something that might make news. Come to the house of hope, work out who's is who.
Man, that is a bar. Doc is always so on point, man. I swear, man. It never ends with the Angels, dude. They blow me away more every single time. A world of diamond cuff links and gleaming sapphire rings, he said. Sapphire, man. Well, like I said, the descriptors are always fucking awesome. Very, very in depth, right? They select very in depth descriptor words. I like that. Sapphire is very specific. The China doll is specific. A backroom tightrope is extremely specific, right? I fucking love it, man. A world of diamond cuff links and gleaming sapphire rings. At Savile Row, you leave them wondering, looking for silver trophies, something that might make news. Come to the house of hope, work out whose is whose. He said, damn, man. He said, this is kind of saying there's enough for everybody, but you're going to have to figure out which part of it is yours for yourself, essentially. Your actions determine, right? Hey, that's the name of the game. You guys know it. We all know that. That's the name of the game in any aspect of life. So come to the house of hope, work out whose is whose. Said you can show up with some hope. Show us what you got with that hope. Work out whose is whose, right? Wow, that is deep right there. That has some layers to it, right? I really like that he put that in there. Like I said, it's a fucking bar. It's just like you get what you're gonna get what you put in, essentially, is what he's saying. You know, you can come to the house of hope, but at the end of the day, the who's depends on what you do, right? What you do. And he's saying everyone's trying to look for a silver trophy and make the news. He's saying everyone's trying to make it out here. So, what are you going to do to be a different kind of who? Is what he's saying, right? You got to cause a hoot or a holler. You know it. You fucking know it, man. I love this.
Living on the outside, always looking in. Living on the outside.
This guitar riff is fucking awesome, dude. One of the best ones, I think. I love this one.
Always looking in.
Look at it. Beautiful.
Feels like 100 hearts.
Yeah. Ooh, tom work. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I love it, man. I fucking love it. Too much. It's too much for me sometimes. I just get beside myself when it comes to the Angels because they're so good. Every time they impress me more and more. This guitar riff is amazing, man. Like that solo, even. And the way the guitar is just chuggy behind it with the wrung out power chords and the right accent points. It's a very beautifully written and structured song. I really enjoy the guitar riffage inside of this one. It's one of my favorite guitar songs from the Angels thus far. Definitely on the guitar side of things and lyrically, the message of it as well. One of my favorites. The vibe of this is just a very upbeat and dancey 80s kind of vibe to it. I'm really enjoying it.
The night you take for granted.
Mm.
A castle made of sand. Just an empty room of mirrors. Never know where to stand.
Wow. He said the night you take for granted a castle made of sand. Mm. Mm. Wow. He said a castle made of sand, he says. He's saying the water, right? He's saying you have the castle, right? Is what he's saying. The castle's made out of sand. If the water comes in, it will erode it, right? It will collapse it. Man, oh man. He said just an empty room of mirrors, never know where to stand. Wow. It's like, ooh. Because if it's an empty room of mirrors, you're standing in a million places. Each mirror reflecting a mirror, reflecting a mirror, reflecting a mirror. It's layered and layered for infinity in a room of mirrors, essentially. Wow. He's saying he said you tried so hard to be everything that you never tried to be one thing. That's what he's saying here. Ooh. Wow, this song is fucking amazing lyrically. The actual message of it, now that I'm like decoding this in my brain right now. 'Cause you know how their metaphors are. Their metaphors are insane. Obviously, it is open ended as well. I'm sure you guys feel your own type of way about what's being said here as well and what it could mean to you. But with the way I take it, is he's saying you became everything, but didn't try to be like great at one thing almost. Just an empty room of mirrors, never know where to stand. You don't stand in the same place in anything. That's what he's saying. He's saying you haven't found your place to stand. You're standing in a million fucking places, is what he's saying there. You haven't found that one thing that you center in on and have gotten great at as your hope to work out the who's who. He's saying you haven't found that because you're just in an empty room of mirrors, never knowing where to stand. That is fucking deep right there. Doc, leave it to fucking Doc and the Angels, man, to come up with something like this. I'm not in the slightest bit surprised. Right? You guys know that already, that they do not surprise me at any point. I'm just waiting for what's happening next at any given point with them. And this one, like I said, the guitar work, the vibe of it, the guitar solo was amazing. I love the tom work the drummer went into for the guitar solo. Very awesome. Doc has a great cadence and tone to his voice. The ultimate message of the lyrics. Wow. Just saying, find what it is that you're good at, that you sit inside of, and make that your hope in the house of hope. Work out the who's who. Everybody has their place that they're great at, that they sit at. You have to work that out, and don't be just an empty room of mirrors, never knowing where to stand. Know where you stand with everything. That's what the message is. Or you'll end up living on the outside, taking everything in like a haunted heart, he says. Right? Wow. That is fucking wild right there. It's all about just finding yourself, essentially, finding that one thing that you sit inside of, like I said, and using that as your hope. Wow. A lot of respect tied in as well with the who's who's and everything like that, respecting where people are, how they got to that position. He's saying you walk a backroom tightrope, you a phony acrobat. He's like, you can't get in front of the people and do it without fucking up what made you think you were gonna try to charm the China doll that charms all of them without, right? Without being able to go out and show that you can do that. Yeah, yeah, oh boy. You guys know we fuck with it, man. Wow. Fucking great, dude. I love it. Man. Fucking amazing, dude. I love the vibe of the video with the mirrors and everything. Like I said, he tied it in with the lyrics that did just an empty room of mirrors at the end. Ties the video in even more to the multi perspectives, like multi personality kind of thing that we were talking about earlier inside of this when I was talking about the video in the mirrors. He tied that into the actual lyrics as not knowing where to stand, right? Just an empty room of mirrors, infinitely reflecting different versions of yourself from a different perspective. He's like, there's no singular stance here, right? You gotta find one, man. You have to find that thing that you're really good at and dive into it. And that'll really let you know where you stand with things and what you're capable of. And in most instances, if it's something that you're actually passionate about, you're going to thrive and you're going to get good at it and you're going to make a success story out of that. But if you're fucking flying through trying to do 25 different things, right? What he's saying is that you'll never get good enough at one of them, right? You have to get really good at one and then branch off from there if you feel the need to, right? But first, you have to have that one thing that you know defines you, that you know is the most important core one, right? The one that's just a singular reflection in one mirror that you look at yourself. That's the one you have to find. And then maybe think about putting a couple more in the room with you. You see what I'm saying? That's where you have to end up with it, because trying to do too much all at the same time, like I said, it will be hard to get good at any of it. And that's what he's talking about here, right? Wow. This is a hell of a fucking song right here. The lyricism is incredible. I really enjoyed this a lot. The original video will be in the description as always. Subscribe to the Angels. Support all the artists we have on the channel. That's what we do this for. Get the music out into the world. Discuss the topics. Relate them to our own lives. This was a really deep one. I think there's some beneficial advice inside of this one about finding yourself, being true to yourself, and getting really good at that one thing that you know reflects what you individually look at in the mirror without any other reflections involved. That's just what this is saying, basically. I really love that a whole lot. That's a very important thing to figure out for yourself. If you can figure that out, if you can look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself exactly what you're meant to do and what you need to do that day, you're fucking set on a different level for the day, because now you know your purpose, right? You put your purpose into yourself, and that's what you're going to shoot into, instead of focusing on 25 different mirror images at once and diving into all of that. You're going to have that focus that you go to every single day when you look at that one image of yourself, talking to your own self in the mirror without any other reflection. I love that right there. Fucking deep as hell, dude. That is really deep. Thank you, Darren, for this. Man, this one got me beside myself. I'm just shocked that they keep managing to come up with stuff like this and amaze me. At this point, over 50 songs in, I don't know what else to expect, right? Like I said, it never surprises me that it's crazy good like this and that the music is amazing, but what does surprise me is that they never run out of new topics and new scenarios to put life perspectives into lyrics, metaphorically, with storytelling aspects like this. Very, very amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for building this awesome community with me. Thank you for being helpful to each other. Thank you for guiding me in my recovery and offering me advice in my recovery. That's what it's all about. We help each other out on here. If you're going through anything, like I said, feel free to reach out if you're comfortable with that. There's plenty of us that will offer you advice and have been through plenty of things in life that we have learned that advice from, and we know that it works on the other side. So you can trust that we will point you in the right direction. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to get out of here. I'm Vakasa Coffee. A reaction video a day or two. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. Leave a like for me. Comment those suggestions. Subscribe up this way. Bang that notification bell for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. Have a beautiful one. Peace.